Adriano Clark.
Yeah.
I guess if I can put it simply,
Yeah.
I was born and raised in the city of Toronto to a Jamaican father and an Ecuadorian mother. My mom and my dad
Wait,
met
for
here.
Jamaican and Ecuadorian.
Jamaican and Ecuadorian.
Wow,
yeah.
what a mix.
Yeah. So
Which side do you lean on mostly?
people always ask me that
Yeah.
growing up, and I discovered that I'm 100% both. You know?
You are 100% both.
Yeah, so I speak fluent Spanish. I was only allowed to speak Spanish at home
Really?
growing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Jamaican culture is so powerful and so
Yeah.
influential that it's impossible not to feel like you have that, 100%.
So wait, so you can speak Patois at the same time Spanish.
Yeah.
Can you mix them both?
I guess so.
Yeah, try it. Give us
You know? No, but especially with like Spanish
Yeah.
fluent native,
Yeah.
Patois is like there's another level of respect, even though it's like I feel I don't want to say the word simpler because
Yeah.
it's still English, but there's like another level of just making sure that I honor my Jamaican culture as well.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jamaican, Ecuadorian.
yeah,
Would you say that kind of mix has an influence towards your music?
100%.
How?
Well, we all know that Latin music is undeniable. The
Yeah.
melodies, the rhythm,
Yeah.
it's undeniable. And I grew up listening to from folk music to cumbia to salsa, merengue,
Yeah.
as well, Jamaican music,
Yeah.
like Bob Marley, reggae. It's
Yeah.
undeniable. But what it allowed me to understand more about myself is that all of the music comes from Africa.
All the
Whether it's
music
South American,
yeah.
Caribbean, it all comes from Africa.
Yeah. So how would you describe your music?
Eclectic,
Yeah.
a celebration of life, love, and freedom by taking, the Latin music, the Latin melodies,
Yeah.
the Jamaican influence, but also being born and raised in Toronto, North America, having Motown shape, my sound and the blues, and finding a way to kind of give the world those influences that I grew up with, and creating something new that allows people to feel something, They say
Yeah.
the best music isn't heard, it's felt.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's why I always ask all musicians or all artists, are you all of you emotional? That's I always ask.
Yeah.
Because I've seen you perform, like I could see the hands
Yeah.
in and out. There's movement, apart just from the lips singing.
Yeah.
There's other bodily movements.
Yeah.
Would you say all musicians are emotional?
Well, I think,
Or would you
first,
say yourself you're
I'm
emotional?
definitely a very emotional person.
Yeah.
Definitely. I feel things.
Yeah.
And I also wear my heart on my sleeve. So if I feel something, you're
Yeah.
gonna know it. I don't have time to, be around the bush. I
Yeah.
really am direct with people. Sometimes I even feel like I learned what passive aggressiveness was from other people because I've always been very direct.
Yeah. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so when did you start, when did you discover you have this passion for music?
Well, again, going back to the cultures that
Yeah.
I grew up in, music is a part of life. Like in Latin America, Latinos, la música es la vida.
Yeah.
Music is life.
La música, la vida.
La música es la vida.
La música es la vida.
And
Yeah.
and same with Jamaican. Like when you're around any Caribbean, especially Jamaicans, just have a vibe and a vibe.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I think they say Jamaica is the heartbeat of the world.
Oh, true.
And it just has a vibration,
Yeah.
vibration that is relentless
Yeah.
and feel. So, it's always been there. It's always there.
Like since birth, you just knew like music
Yeah.
is something I just want to
There was always every memory that I have. There was a song playing in the background.
Yeah.
Whether it was Julio Jaramillo, who's from Ecuador, who played rocoleros and valses and music that was just so beautiful and sweet, or like Bob Marley,
Yeah.
feeling that rhythm and that power. But music that actually is about connecting with people
Yeah.
and less about fame. For myself as an artist, I am not motivated by becoming famous. I'm motivated by creating soulful,
Yeah.
sonic sounds that inspire people to move with purpose.
You're right. Yeah. Of all the songs like you have released so far, which one is one of your most favorite? Which one do you actually like feel like this one I was really into?
The song that I'm promoting now
Yeah.
is the first single of my debut album, and it's called Good to You.
Good to
And
You, yeah.
Good to You is a song written about being a man and seeing a woman who's clearly in a bad situation with somebody that, is treating her poorly.
Yeah.
And realizing that I could do something better, that I could be better, allowing her to know that there are men out here that want to be good to you, you know, that want to respect you and honor you and respect you and elevate you, and just, you know, showering a woman with praise, because I believe that women are the, you know, the highest beings in the universe, that they have another level of understanding and creation and love, that without them there's no us. So it's about exalting and loving our mothers, our sisters, our the women that we love romantically, you know. So it's something that I'm really proud to share with the world, and that I recorded with a full live band, because I'm a live musician. And
it's a full live band.
So I'm very excited about sharing this song with the world.
Like now, growing up like in Toronto, like in GTA, what do you think are some of the unique challenges musicians go through, or artists that are unique to the GTA, and how can we like solve them?
You know, I think I'm getting to see this more and more today, as we are collaborating more. I think also having a culture that is so multicultural in Toronto, but it still comes from a British hangover. You know, the status quo is still from a British hangover, a very Anglo-Saxon WASP culture, and understanding how you fit in that, but also how you stand out and how you can be real to your roots. But sharing that, you know, because I really feel it's important that we don't have a sense of pride where we are shunning our culture and looking down at others. It's about sharing our culture, and less about being divisive and more about unifying, because there's more that brings us together than there is that separates us. And in a world where people are trying to focus on the clickbait that is separating us, as an artist that I look up to, say my North Star, Bob Marley, it's about unification, because there's so much more that brings us together, and that's what we should focus on.
So if you were to pick, like you've talked about collaboration, which one musician do you really want to collaborate with?
Today? There are producers that I would love. I would have loved to work with Quincy Jones. There's a producer from Puerto Rico. His name is Tiny, T-A-I-N-Y, Tiny. Produces a lot of work with Bad Bunny. Incredible. I'd love to work with Leon Thomas, you know, Bruno Mars. I feel like those are artists I could open for. That play an instrument, that have a live, incredible sound, that are so soulful and have that R&B taste and flair. But I also love my Latinos, from Bad Bunny, who's killing it in the world right now. J Balvin, who's out of Colombia, who I have so much love and respect for. And of course, there are the women like the Victoria Monets and just incredible artists that really inspire me. Lady Gaga, you know, she's a superstar. There are so many women that really give us and shine this light of inspiration that I feel are the ones that deserve the most love. You know? You know, first time I met you, someone can just tell you have this kind of love of sense of style. Tell us the inspiration behind your hairstyle, because that's something unique about you. I'd love to give a shout out to Santos, who works out of Throne Barbershop. And all of the guys at Throne Barbershop in Toronto, they cut a lot of big celebrities' hairs, and NBA players and NHL players. They're really, really cool guys. And Santos reached out to me. I was performing, and he saw my act, and he's like, I love your energy, I love your style, and I'd love to collaborate with you and do something different with your hair. So he reached out to me, and we've been collaborating since, and I feel very blessed to have someone like him, you know, on board. I also would love to give a shout out to Marty. Marty, who's styling me today for this shoot. He's an incredible fellow brother from the city that, you know, we connected at an event for Big Boy. And shout out to Dylan, son of C. And he just said, hey, listen, man, I'd love to collaborate with you and style you and just be a part of this shoot. And it's all about the people that you work with, because there's no such thing as a, you know, as a one-man made or one-person success. It's all about the people you surround yourself with. I couldn't stress that more than anything. Surround yourself with great people that inspire you for greatness.
Because now that's basically teamwork.
It's all about the team.
Personally, I didn't know you can collaborate. Like I knew, like musicians, you can collaborate with a producer. Collaborate with the other musicians. Maybe sound engineer. I never knew there was a collaboration even with a barber. I've realized like how important does style go? Like as an artist, how far does it go?
I'd say James Brown said it best. 50% of the reason people show up to to come to your show is to listen to you, and the other 50% is to see you.
Yeah.
So understanding what your strengths and weaknesses are as a singer, as a songwriter, as an instrumentalist, I know my strengths are getting on the stage and performing, but I know that I need to work with people whose strengths are bigger when it comes to fashion, styling, designing. I mean, shout out to my brother Haas, who's behind the camera.
Right.
Who him and I met on the streets. He would shoot people on the streets, and I would perform in the streets. I was busking, you know, in 2020, and that's where our journey began. And understanding that there are people who are phenomenal engineers, people that are phenomenal at lighting, people that are phenomenal at interviewing, you know, and understanding how we can all shape something together and work together to give each other that one piece of art that we all collaborate and work towards sharing with the world. Yeah,
because I overheard like when you were talking with a horse, you're saying like you guys are coming from just shooting to the streets up to right now. Like give us the importance of just not giving up. Because I'm sure there's always humble beginnings for everyone. Up to where you are right now.
Absolutely. You know,
what would you say to that someone who's feeling like giving up? He feels like he's not there yet. He's not feeling like
he, she, they.
He, she, they. Whoever is watching there. Like, what that one advice will through your journey up to now? What's that one advice will give them just not to give up?
One, I'd say, look for examples, interviews. Look for stories, look for books, look for autobiographies of artists that you look up to and learn their story, learn their journey. They'll let you know how humble their stories were, especially people in the 50s and 60s that really had so much more to fight for us being an Afro-centric artist. You know, the people that were in the civil rights movement, the people who have been fighting for the rights of you know, their children and their, you know, the people that come after, the shoulders that I stand on. Look for their stories and understand that there has always been challenges. Two, understand that if this is your passion, that you want to turn it into a profession, where there is a will, there's a way. For myself, I started during COVID lockdown. I didn't know how to play an instrument, and I got an instrument. I got on YouTube and I started learning songs and chords. Then as soon as it was warm enough, I got a Bose that I still have to this day that I could plug in the mic and I could plug in the guitar. And I started going to the busiest intersections in Toronto, singing songs, covers, songs that I could write on the spot. And then a band member, somebody would show up and be like, hey, I'm a drummer, I'm a bass player, can I play with you? And then I just started finding all the busiest places and just started playing, and it would attract more people. People like Haas who started taking pictures of me and I didn't even know who he was. And then wherever I'd play, he'd show up, and we just started, you know, I'd play in alleys, in graffiti alleys, anywhere that
anywhere you could.
And you know, at some point even police showed up and they gave me a ticket and they shut me down.
Really?
And that fueled me. I was like, it like the adversity gave me the fire to keep fighting. And realizing my barber said this, my Jamaican barber, Ronald, he said, you have to remember this music thing that you're doing is not about you. It's not about fame. It's not about chasing validation from other people, which I've never felt. You are in service of the world. You are in service of people. So when you write songs and this work that you have to do, the strategy, the work, it's in service of other people. It's so that people can feel inspired, because where there's a creator, there is the curator, and we come together so that we can celebrate. You know?
Because I've seen like most musicians usually these days, they chase maybe lights, fame, like most people, like maybe their end game is how much money can I get and how much people can come and get locked into my Instagram. Does that affect how like you work on your music? Let's say someone who's chasing just fame and someone who's just working, someone who's not chasing validation. Does it affect the music or the art?
It definitely does for many people. Because in today's society, you have to understand that technology is a tool that you need to use. So you need to create content that's authentic to you. You need to build a fan base, an engaged audience that actually wants to see you win and wants to help you. You need to understand how to work that muscle as well. Because a lot of people get hung up on having and not having a team. People will come to you, become a magnet, but you need to learn to use every tool possible, and you need to feel blessed and have gratitude every single day that you're alive and that you have the opportunity to create and to share, refine and refine your tools, refine your instruments, learn how to play an instrument, learn how to write. Surround yourself with people that you look up to. Do not surround yourself with people that are just partying.
Right.
You need to surround yourself with people that are working, that have a work ethic. It's so important. And make sure you don't quit your day job. Find a way to pay your bills and work twice as hard. Treat your passion as a profession. Until that profession can really cover your bills, you must continue to work twice as hard. And then when you are just doing that passion, that profession, utilize that extra energy and work twice as hard every single day and become better at it. Don't focus on the party. Don't focus on the end game. Focus on the process. You know?
Because you've actually just reminded me, one of my mentors told me, because I told him I was struggling with this interview thing. Thank you. Like I was having struggles here and there. So he told me like, hey, how do you treat your hobby? If you treat it just like any other thing, it's not gonna work.
That's right.
Because you never go to, when it's your work, you never go late. But if it's your hobby, you wanna sleep on it.
That's right.
If you sleep on it, it's gonna sleep on you.
That's right.
That's
if you sleep on it, it's gonna sleep on you. And it's so important for myself is making sure that I'm scheduling the time that I'm working on my craft, making sure that I'm adding something new. Also looking, where do I want to be a year from now? Where do I want to be in 3 months? What am I doing little by little every day? Because it's very important that you will always go farther doing a little bit long term. Thank you very much. Than trying to do a lot in less time. Try to be consistent over time by doing a little bit every single day. The Japanese call it kaizen. You know, it's a very important philosophy.
Kaizen.
Yes.
Like everyone knows, music is expensive. It's not cheap. Like instruments, at the end of the day, they don't come free. Production time, studio time, they all don't come cheap.
That's right.
Marketing, it's a whole another ball game. How do you navigate all these expenses just to put your music out there?
Learning how to do all of it on your own. Until there are people who believe in you or that you believe in that want to collaborate, and that happens, become a magnet. But don't allow anything to stop you. So time is the most valuable thing we have, and conversation is currency, right? So I really appreciate this conversation. Use your time and learn new skill sets instead of laying around and watching 3 hours of a Netflix show or scrolling. Take that time to learn a new skill set that in a year you can go from absolutely no knowledge to becoming proficient enough at it. Learn how to record yourself, learn how to create your own content, learn how to build those skill sets in a way that other people have done over time, and you can't wait around to be able to afford that. So for myself, I had to learn how to play guitar because I didn't have a musician that could play for me. I had to learn how to record myself and learn how to produce. And I'm not a master at those things, but I'm working on becoming a master. And the most important thing is understanding that that's a lifelong journey, you know? But learning every day. YouTube is incredible. We have technology on our side. There are so many ways to learn things for free. But you have to be willing to put in the time, and you have to be consistent, and you really gotta be serious about it.
Now let's go back to your album. How many songs are going to be in this album?
7.
7 of them? Like, okay, how long did it take you to like produce this album?
I recorded the album 2 years ago with a full band. Shout out to the incredible musicians, Mace Hademan from Netherlands. Dondre Morris on the drums, I really love that guy. Jason Prince on the bass, Bayano on the percussion, Joseph Callender on the sax. And I have multiple producers working on it, Ronnie Bouillon, and of course my brother, Anthony, Faded with Friends, Anthony Vaughn. You know, it's a real work of love. I wrote some of the songs in Toronto. I wrote some of the songs in Colombia with Alejo Pai, you know, and I decided to wait longer because I couldn't skip steps in terms of the engineering or having a full band versus having a digital sound. I knew that the only way for the world to be able to feel the music that I worked so hard for was if I was patient enough, but I kept it moving. I kept moving the sounds, I kept moving the production little by little, but with patience. And that's the thing, don't wait around to release things, don't wait around for things to be perfect, but also be patient and do things correctly. You know, I've learned the hard way.
So you're saying there's a system to doing all these things. It's not just like you wake up one day, write a music, and tomorrow you release.
Learn from people that are ahead of you. Learn from professionals. Learn from people that have been doing longer. Getting to writing rooms. Getting the room with producers. Study the people that are. If you are not comparing. So one, don't compare yourself to people because comparison is the thief of joy. But when it comes to what you want to do, make sure that you're doing it at the same level that the Justin Biebers or the Weeknds or the stars, the Al Greens, the biggest musicians that you want to strive to be. Make sure that it's at that level. And if it's not at that level, then what are you doing?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
For myself, at least.
Yeah. Since you've traveled a lot, like here, North America, South America. Which other place apart from North America would you love to perform?
Brazil,
yeah.
Tokyo, Japan,
yeah.
And I'd really love to go to Denmark, in the Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, and of course Oceania and in Australia, New Zealand. I would really love. Shout out to the people out there. Shout out to the people in Tokyo, Japan, Kyoto. Shout out to Brazil.
Yeah.
I would love to be in Rio de Janeiro or Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
And of course Colombia. I love Colombia. I love Medellin.
Yeah. Why do you love Colombia so much? Is it like
Colombia and Brazil are very similar as they have that diaspora of a mix of African, indigenous, and European, but with the Spanish language and the rhythms that are undeniable. I also love Cuba. It's such a beautiful place that I've had the pleasure of being in, and I just feel such a great, massive influence from all these places. Their music touches my soul and touches the soul of many people all over the world. Yeah. So, but then there's America, and I would love to be in Austin, Texas. The live music capital of the world. Nashville for songwriting. Yeah. New York, LA. And of course, I love Miami. Miami's my favorite city in the world.
Yeah. At least for a musician, you don't have that phobia of traveling. Like, absolutely, you want to see the world.
Of course. I want to share my sound, and then of course there's Italy. There's France, and of course there's the UK. Yeah. So I can't wait to share my sound and connect with people in all those areas, and not just people that are going to be listeners and buy tickets and come out, but I can't wait to connect and collaborate with artists from those countries.
Right. Like now, as we move on forward, like now as Adriano.
Yes, sir.
Where do you see your music, like let's say like a short-term goal, like at the end of this year, at the end of 2026, where do you see Adriano?
Releasing my album in the summer, in July of 2026, my debut album that has soulful, Motown sounds, Latin, cumbia, an amalgamation or a celebration of the cultures that have shaped me, that are my ethnicity, taking me to different places in the world like Brazil, taking me to Japan, and taking me to different places in, again, South America like Colombia and in America, so that I can connect with other artists, but more share my sound with the world.
Right. Wow. So what's that one message you'll send to the musicians out there as we finish up? Like you've already said, like in terms of people who are trying to give up, you've already like motivated them. Like, what's that one person who's like starting music today? Yeah. What's that one thing you'll tell them to focus on?
One. Yeah. This race is not a sprint. It really is a marathon. Yeah. So take your time. Two, do not focus on the top of the mountain. Right. You need to focus on today and every step, on the process, and enjoy it. Right. Enjoy the process. When you start feeling too nervous, take a moment to slow down. Take a moment to relax and to take care of your nervous system, because there's so many things that make our nervous system fried and make us feel anxiety. Take care of yourself. Call the people you love. Write a journal. Wake up every single day and take your time, so that when you apply the music or you start working on your craft, do it proactively, not reactively. Take your time, but you got to start. Right. And remember, there is no such thing as a passive artist. If you call yourself an artist, then you must be active as an artist. You must be creating, and you must be sharing your art with the world. You can't call yourself an artist if you're doing it passively. You need to do it actively.
Explain passively.
That means that you're not creating art. You're calling yourself an artist, but you're not creating art. Oh, I'm an artist. When was the last time you wrote something? When was the last time you released something? When was the last time you painted something? When was the last? You look like an artist, but you're not actually creating art.
Creating something, right.
Yeah, don't be a pseudo artist, be an artist. And if you're an artist, don't be a passive. There's no such thing as a passive artist. You're an active artist. Be engaged, be creating, and keep releasing.
You have to be active, like there has to be something to, like there's to be proof.
Now, create, and move with purpose. Shout out to Nick DeVito.
Yeah. move with purpose. So you're telling me even music, you have to be writing music with purpose. It doesn't have to just be writing all along.
Write it, create it, release it.
Yeah.
Again.
All right. For one more time, tell people where to get your music and where to get Adriano.
My name is Adriano Clark.
Yeah.
You can follow me at the Adriano Clark on all platforms.
Yeah.
It's an honor and a pleasure for me to be here. Thank you so much. And remember, my richness is life forever.
My richness is life forever. Thank you so much, Adriano.
Respect. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Woo.